Ancient religious texts often seem distant from modern life, Ben. But what if I told you there's one that reads like a cosmic spreadsheet, complete with precise timestamps for every significant event since creation?
That's such an interesting way to look at the Book of Jubilees, PAPPY. It's basically an ancient attempt to organize the entire universe into perfectly ordered 49-year cycles.
You know what's fascinating about when this was written? We're talking about the second century BC, when Jewish scholars were trying to make sense of their traditions while facing intense pressure from Hellenistic culture.
Hmm. So they created this elaborate system to show their practices weren't just random rules, but part of some grand cosmic order.
Exactly. And here's where it gets fascinating. The whole text is framed as an angel giving Moses this behind the scenes commentary on Mount Sinai, explaining how everything from creation onward was meticulously planned and recorded on these heavenly tablets.
Well, that's fascinating how they use those tablets as a plot device, like some divine database recording past, present, and future all at once.
And get this, according to Jubilees, all these Jewish laws weren't just handed down at Sinai. The book claims that Abraham kept kosher, Noah observed the Sabbath, and Jacob followed these detailed religious practices centuries before Moses.
So it's like they're doing this fantastic bit of religious retconning to show these practices were woven into the fabric of creation itself.
Speaking of creation, let me tell you about how this book handles some wild stories that Genesis only briefly mentions. Remember those watchers, the angels who married human women? Jubilees turns that into this elaborate tale about forbidden knowledge and supernatural corruption.
Oh, yeah. And doesn't it connect them directly to the existence of evil spirits after the flood? That's such a dramatic expansion of what was really just a few verses in the original.
Right. And it uses that story to explain why maintaining purity and separation from foreign influences is so crucial. The book is absolutely obsessed with boundaries between holy and profane, between Israel and other nations.
You know what's really striking about that? The Ethiopian Orthodox Church still considers this text scripture today, while other traditions view it as non canonical.
That's such a fascinating point about its survival. And speaking of survival, the book offers an incredibly detailed take on predestination. Everything that happens was supposedly written down before creation even began.
Well, that must have been comforting in a way, knowing that even in times of chaos, everything was following some divine plan.
And here's something that really blows my mind: the way it handles time itself. Time isn't just a neutral measurement in Jubilees, it's sacred, with these Jubilee cycles reflecting some deeper cosmic rhythm.
That's such a sophisticated concept, making even the passage of time part of this grand religious narrative.
You know what's really relevant about all this today? The book was essentially trying to answer questions we still grapple with. How do we maintain our identity in a changing world? How do we connect ancient traditions with modern life?
Those really are timeless questions, aren't they? Even if we approach them differently now.
And that's what makes studying texts like this so valuable, Pappy. They show us how people have always tried to create meaning and order in their world, even if their methods seem foreign to us now.
That's such a perfect way to wrap up our discussion of this fascinating text, Ben, showing how these ancient attempts to make sense of the universe still resonate with our modern search for meaning.